Welcome to the Fit for Halter podcast. We're here to bring practical content and community to the amateur halter exhibitor. I'm your host, Amy Zabel, and I interview people from across the halter horse industry. We'll learn new techniques, hear about the hottest products, and get to know one another. If you grow in your knowledge and we gain more exhibitors in the ring, this has been a success. It's a laid-back environment. Prepare to be inspired and maybe take some notes. Welcome to the Fit for Halter podcast. I am excited to introduce to you Saul del Villar Solis. He is new to our industry, and I know that all of you will give him the warmest of Fit for Halter welcomes. Saul was featured in the Paint Horse Journal during the Halter Million last week. He won the Reserve World Champion title in Youth Yearling Mares with Very Coolicious, a mare owned by Trisha Shorten Armstrong and leased by Saul. As a new amateur exhibitor, I thought it would be important to hear your story and understand how we can continue to grow the industry. So I had the pleasure of meeting Trisha during a conversation about the Paint Horse Club of Oklahoma in episode 16, and it was clear to me that she is passionate about helping the paint horse community grow. So I understand she was instrumental in your journey to the Halter Million last week. Can you tell us the story of how that happened?
So honestly, it came out of nowhere because we did find her selling a horse, and we were very interested in it because we thought the horse was beautiful. So we went up to her, and eventually she got us to buy the horse. So we stayed in communication after that, and it's only been about 2, 3 weeks, I think, at most, that we've connected through the horse. And since there, she thought that it would be nice to take me down to Texas because she saw that in her eyes, she saw that I had something that would be good for the halter industry. So that's where it started off from, honestly.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So, as you mentioned, you had just recently purchased a horse from her. Was it a halter horse?
Yes, ma'am. It was
Okay.
actually trained when it was younger to be a halter horse, yes.
Okay. All right. So, have you always had an interest in halter horses?
Surprisingly, not really. It came out of nowhere, but
Uh-huh.
now I really do have a big interest in it because I think it's an amazing thing to be part of.
Uh-huh. And you did a great job.
Thank you very
You did a
much.
great job. Yeah. Clearly a showman. So, I look forward to, through the course of our conversation, learning more about you and where this might go for you. So, um, I realized that you had a very short on-ramp to the halter industry, but was there anything that you were able to do to prepare for your first show?
Honestly, we barely had any time to prepare.
Uh-huh.
We got there on, I think, Friday, and my show was on Wednesday, I think, or Tuesday. So I
Wow.
had a couple mornings to get the horse and start practicing with her and everything.
Uh-huh.
And that's about it, yeah. But
Yeah.
Trisha was very helpful through all of it, honestly. She helped every little step, she helped me along the way.
Hmm. I love it. So, what was the most surprising thing to you after the initial shock or surprise of this opportunity? Like through the course of those days while you were in Fort Worth, what was something that was surprising to you?
Honestly, I was just surprised at like how many people were there and like how much people helped each other.
Mm,
It was a really nice environment. Everybody was very supportive, honestly. I can't think of one person that wasn't nice to me the whole time, honestly.
yeah. It's a great environment for beginners. It feels like you're starting at the top. However, it is such a welcoming environment for new people. So what was it like when you were in the ring?
It was a little bit scary, but honestly, not too bad. I thought I'd feel it worse, but it felt pretty natural, honestly.
Clearly, Trisha was onto something. For you to go in there and just feel like it was natural, she she was right. Whatever she saw in you, she was spot on. That's so cool. So, you got there, you had a couple of days to practice, and then tell us a little bit about the day that you actually showed. What did the preparation look like for the horse? Did you have any involvement in that in getting the horse ready, or gosh, you had to put together an outfit, like all of that. Anything else you can share with us about that particular day?
So actually, Trisha, she showed me like how they prepared the horse and everything. So we gave the horse
Mhm.
a bath and everything. We cleaned off the mane, the body. We put on some, um, we blackened the hooves and everything. We
Yeah.
made her look pretty from the bottom up. And Trisha helped a lot. She showed me everything that she uses and all this special little things and ways to do it. And with the outfit, it was pretty funny with the outfit actually, because I wasn't really that prepared to be like in a suit and everything. So she had a suit from her husband, and she let me
I
borrow.
love it.
Yeah,
You looked great. I saw your picture that the Paint Horse Journal had posted, and you looked fantastic, and you looked so happy. So happy.
honestly, I was. It was amazing how everything came together. Honestly.
Yeah, I love it. So I always try to present both sides of the coin in our episodes, just so people understand some of the challenges and then some of the victories, because we all experience both, right? And so I'd love to hear, did you encounter any challenges or barriers in what the couple of days or weeks leading up to the horse show?
Honestly, the most challenge I probably faced was just being prepared for it because it was a
Mm-hmm.
completely different type of environment than I'm normally used to. So that was the hardest part, honestly.
Hmm.
But I think Trisha was so supportive that honestly it helped, and I didn't really struggle as much as I thought I would.
Yeah. Okay. So was there anything other than Trisha that you kind of tapped into to help get your mind ready for being in the class with her, with the filly?
Um, just honestly, just the support of my family and all that. They were
Yeah.
very happy for me back here, and I was really proud of just being out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I realized that I didn't necessarily mention specifically the horse show that you were at. So you were showing at Halter Million, which is the APHA World Show and WCHA um, confirmation classes who partner together. So you showed in the American Paint Horse Association class. Is that right? The youth. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you were in Fort Worth for the Halter Million, which is the pinnacle, the one of the big shows for us Halter folks. Um, what is something that you wish you had known before you got there that maybe you didn't feel completely prepared for?
Um, Honestly, I don't really think that was that much. I don't. It felt kind of normal to me because I've been around horses a lot, so it felt
Yeah.
kind of almost natural just to be there. The maybe just the way I dressed might be the one part, but I don't really think there was that much.
Yeah, it's hard to know what to expect if you haven't been there. And you're right, what to wear. Like you're around horses all day getting dirty, but
But when you
yeah,
go to
it's a good
something,
point.
it's a little different.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad that you fit into her husband's suit.
Me too. Me too.
That was handy. So it was clear that Trisha has played a huge part in your jumpstart into the halter industry. And you mentioned your family that was supportive of you from afar. Was there anybody else that you encountered at the horse show that you met that just kind of made a meaningful impact on you?
There was actually a couple people. There was he won the Western show. That was Ricky. He
Okay.
was amazing. He helped me a lot. He told me how you help somebody from the sidelines and how to get all that knowledge in and how you wanted to present yourself and everything too. He helped a lot. He helped me realize how I'm gonna move around in the pen.
Uh-huh.
And there was also another friend of Trisha's. His name was Johnny. He was very helpful too. He helped me and he was telling me like that it's all good. It's all gonna be okay. You'll be fine. All the nerves it hits you at first, but once you get in there, you'll be set.
Mm-hmm. Gives me goosebumps just hearing you say it. I love it. So good. So good. The halter community is full of really great people. I could talk for hours on how supportive they are. And you don't know that until you're doing it, but you just jumped in with such a brave spirit and with the help of Trisha. That's pretty cool. Um, so you started kind of at the top with your halter journey, with a great horse and a great support in Trisha. What advice would you give to somebody else who's considering entering the halter industry?
Honestly, I would just say just take the lead. I mean, it was a little different than what I expected, but I
Mhm.
mean, all in general, it was completely worth it. I don't think there was a second lost there.
Yeah, it's good. If you had to think about the future and your involvement in showing a halter horse or halter horses, what does that look like for you? Any future goals?
My future goal is to start up a halter horse and maybe start breeding around and starting to build from the bottom up and seeing how I can maneuver everything around and see if I can do it.
Yeah. Were you able to watch other classes while you were there?
Yes, ma'am, actually I was.
Okay. What was your favorite?
I have to say, it'd probably be I loved the Western Pleasure one. That one was one of
Mhm.
my favorites
Yep.
also. But all in general, all the classes for the halters, all of them were amazing. They all
Yeah.
had amazing horses in them.
Yeah.
Because normally in what I was used to was just little horses, little town horses, and then you go to that and it's just amazing horses, beautiful and big and shiny. All of
Yeah.
them are amazing, honestly.
Yeah. When you mention the Western, are you talking about the ranch classes that were at the end?
Yes, ma'am.
So many of those are halter horses that have been given a new life,
Yeah.
transition to ranch horses. Yeah, that is a class that we hope grows at the end of the Halter Million classes because it's something else for you to work towards with your horse and gives them things to do beyond those baby years. Um, okay, so any plans for specific shows next year? Have you thought about um, something you'd like to do next year, either with the new horse that you bought or somebody else, some other horse?
Next year, probably going back to Texas. That's the
Okay.
one of the bigger plans. I'd also like to go to the Quarter Horse Congress.
Hmm.
That one was an also amazing one too. And actually, this year and next year, hopefully, I was I was gonna go to the Paint Horse Congress, the one in Tulsa, I think.
So, Paint Horse Congress was in Oklahoma City last year. Are you thinking maybe of the Color Breed Congress?
I think so. That's the
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yep. So that is in Tulsa. That's with the Pinot Horse Association.
Yep.
So color breeds, not necessarily paint Appaloosa quarter, well, not quarter, but it's a color breed registry. So you'd see all sorts of different color breeds as well as solids. But that one is in Tulsa in the beginning of November, I think. That would be a great one for you to go watch, if even if you can't take a horse to show. That's a great show, really well run, and a lot of classes happening
I
kind
did
of
see.
simultaneously in multiple rings. That's a great one.
Yeah, we're me and Trisha were hoping that I can go show hopefully, especially since it's my last year of youth. We're hoping we can take the biggest advantage we can of it.
Yes, absolutely. We'll be cheering you on from the sidelines and from live stream because nobody, let's be honest, no Halter people don't get any work done when Halter Million is live streaming, when the Color Breed Congress is live streaming. We don't get anything else done. So we'll be watching you for sure. I'll make sure that if you do end up at the Color Breed Congress, I'll make sure that I um, remind people to watch you and cheer you on if you're there.
Thank you. That
So
means
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. We are for you. We are for you. Um, we've talked a little bit about this already, but what's the most enjoyable part about being a part of this community. Like you jumped in, but you've got supporters who are already cheering you on. So tell us how that feels.
Honestly, it feels amazing. It's there's not another feeling like it, honestly. You just feel so in place. It feels I don't know, it's just you're always happy to be there and you're always happy to see everybody's faces and everybody's working on their horses. We're all trying to improve. It's
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
nothing less than amazing, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Having wrapped up your youth division and you'll go on to the next division next year, what is something that um, people who are no longer in their youth eligible years need to know from your perspective? Is there anything that you observed um, in the people who are there and the way we interact, or ways that you think we could engage more young people into the industry?
Honestly, I think just walking up to the young people and just inviting them in and showing them a little bit and just sharing the culture is just the biggest
Mm-hmm.
part of it.
Mm-hmm. It's good. Um, Anything funny or goofy that happened while you were at the Halter Million?
Um,
Unexpected or funny?
so we're painting a horse's hooves one time, and I wasn't watching. I didn't put any gloves on, and got a little messy. Yeah,
It's not really a horse show unless you have black on your hands, right?
for sure. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Or smell like Peppy. Did you use an aerosol that smelled a little bit fruity?
Yep,
Yeah.
smelling like it the whole week. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. You can't light a match in a horse barn. It's not a good idea in general, but then you add all the aerosol that we're spraying on our horses and it's pretty flammable, but it smells good.
it does smell really good though.
Yeah. They actually make a Peppy candle. I'm not sponsored by Peppy, but I will say that there's actually a candle. So if you like it that much, you can buy the candle and burn it in your bedroom. It's pretty nice. So then outside of your new halter experience, do you have involvement with horses in other ways?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I own a couple down in Mexico,
Okay.
and we're starting to breed around and move around and everything, and just see what happens.
Yeah. And it sounds like you might add some halter horses to your program.
For sure, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's great. So, what has been the biggest reward out of all of this um, for you?
Honestly, the biggest reward is just the knowledge,
Mhm.
everything that came with it, and understanding how the even the judges how they work and everything is pretty amazing and get all that information in 1 week.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, you had great instruction to have encountered a ring full of all those horses and a lot of judges as well. Tell us what that was like when you were in the ring and your the interaction with your horse. Tell us what that was like. Does she have a barn name?
No, we just call her Coolicious in the barn.
Okay. Okay. So what was it like to interact with her?
Honestly, it felt pretty good. She wasn't being against me at all. She was very connected with me. I don't know why. I felt like we both understood what we wanted to do, and I mean, we got it done.
Yeah, obviously, you did great. So then what was it like to have the judges come and circle around you?
That was the little scarier part because it was a little stressful to have the judges come around and everything for your first time.
Mhm.
But other than that, I don't think it was that bad, honestly. I mean, I see what they were because of how Trisha was telling me how the judges look at everything. It helped
Mhm.
me understand how and why they were moving all around.
Mhm. It's great. You were well equipped in a short amount of time. So then the judges are doing their inspections, and now it's time for the placings. What was going through your mind in those last moments before you heard your placing?
Honestly, I was I was pretty excited. I I really did think I had a chance on the first one,
Uh-huh.
um, because I won a round against the mare, against that one we were competing against. So I was on a 50-50 of we win or we get second, but I was really
Uh-huh.
excited, honestly, just to hear whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good feeling. Good feeling to hear your name called over the loudspeaker, isn't it?
It is, honestly, it really is. It's
Yeah. I love it. That's great. So happy for you. So, let's say you are back in your work environment at home and people are asking you some similar questions. Is there anything else for a non-horse person that you would use to describe your experience?
honestly, I would tell them there's nothing short than an amazing experience. There's nothing really you can't describe with it.
Yeah.
It's almost it's just a happiness you just get just from seeing that horse. It just it's something you can't really describe. It's an amazing feeling.
Yeah. Did you have a preference for the paint horse before you got started or any
Um,
particular breed?
Not really. Honestly, I like all kinds of breeds. I
Okay.
think they're all amazing in their own ways. They show out in their own ways.
Mhm. That's a good way to describe it, especially the fillies. Sometimes the girls, they have strong opinions,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
but they're fun to show as well. So is there anything else that you want to share with us that we haven't heard from you that might help somebody who maybe is in the same shoes, um, seek out someone like Trisha to help get them started? What else do we need to know?
Um, Honestly, I would just say just to be out there, just being out there and just trying to connect with people. It helps a lot. It really does. And uh, having a supportive environment is the one of the biggest part for me. It was one of the biggest parts, honestly. But
Mhm.
just putting yourself out there and just taking a risk, you just never know. I mean, you never know what's gonna come out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you leave Fort Worth shortly after you showed the mare?
Actually, we left I think about 3 days after, or 3 or 4 days, because at the end of it, we I did get another chance to show at a judge competition, just for the
Oh, yes.
yeah,
Hmm. For
yep,
students who were part of judging teams?
yes, man, yeah,
Uh-huh.
for
So you were probably potentially a little bit older than them, but that was an arena full of your peers, pretty close. What was it like to be out there and helping them as they're probably on either a high school or a college team, judging team? What was that like to be out there?
it felt pretty cool, honestly. I mean, it felt nice to just donate some time at least and just help people out. It felt really nice just being there, honestly.
Yeah. You, in such a short amount of time, have done what it takes some people years to do. You showed at a high level, you connected with a horse, and you gave back all in the same week. Like, we are thankful for you. So quickly, you have given back to the industry that you already know you love and the people who've been supportive of you. So, thank you not only for just quickly saying yes to this episode. Um, I appreciate that because my heart is similar in wanting to give back to this community. But thank you for being brave, for partnering with Trisha, for trusting her with your time and your talent, and just being willing to step into that. That's a really big deal. And you kicked butt. You did great. Congratulations on your Reserve World Champion title with Very Coolicious. That's her name, right? I feel like I'm
Yes.
Very Coolicious. I don't ever want to mess up somebody's horse's name, but congratulations. We are proud of you. We are for you. And if you find us on Facebook, I think you will find a supportive environment and a lot of folks who maybe you recognize, names or faces that you recognize from the show. So make sure that we know about whether or not you're at the Color Breed Congress so we can watch you on the live stream. All right.
Oh,
And then in
for
the future.
sure.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. You're welcome. Hey, if you're an amateur or a professional willing to share your story or bring content that helps us with our halter horses, you can email me at fitforhalter@gmail.com.